Hi everyone, welcome to the second video of our front-end interview series, and in this one we are going to talk about the execution context. Now guys, it's very important to understand this execution context because if you understand execution context, then understanding any other advanced topic in JavaScript is going to be a piece of cake. In fact, understanding execution context also gives you the ability to give reasoning why something is happening behind the scenes. Alright, so with that, let's get started. So in order to understand the execution context, we are going to make use of this JavaScript visualizer. I'm going to leave the link in the description box below. This is a very powerful tool in order to understand how your code is actually being executed. Alright, you can click on this step to see what is actually happening step by step when your code is executed. So right now I have an empty JavaScript file and I have not written any piece of code. And I'm going to click on this step. If you see, there is something called global execution context which is created. Even though you don't have any code written, this global execution context is created. Now what is this global execution context? Now think of this global execution context like a big box, and any code that you write will be executed inside of this global execution context. Therefore, global execution context remains throughout the execution of your program. So why do we need this global execution context? Well, basically it gives us two things. One is the window object, one is the this keyword. And this is the same keyword that we all love, right? So guys, don't worry about this keyword. We are going to have an entire session dedicated just to understand this. Alright, so what is this window? You guys might have tried different things, right? For example, when you write document.getElementById, you're basically actually getting access to that from the window. So to demonstrate that, let me actually open the console, and here let me type window. Let's see what it gives us. If you see, there is this window object and it has various properties, right? And it also has the document properties. That means when you do document.getElementById, this document is actually coming from window, but you don't need to explicitly write window dot. It is understood that you are referring to this document from the window object. Okay, so that means without executing any code, you have access to the window object, right? And this window object gives us various different properties which can be useful for us. For example, toolbar, status, there are many things which are given, right? And the second part is your this keyword. And when you're inside of your global execution context, right, your window and this are actually the same, right? You can see the value of this is window. And to demonstrate that, let me see what actually this is. So let me say this you can see, right, it's also window. So let me check, is this equal to window, right? And you can see that it is returning true. So then why do we need two different things when window is same as this? Well, it is not going to be the case all the time. The value of this can differ, but we are going to have a closer look at this in a separate video. But for now, this is what we have to understand. Without writing any piece of code, we have access to the global execution context. All your code is executed inside your global execution context. And the global execution context by default gives you access to two things, the window object and this keyword. And inside of your global execution context, value of this is same as value of window. So they are actually the same. Now let me write some piece of code here and then see what happens to the global execution context. So let me create a variable. I'm going to say var name is equal to Simran. Alright. Now let me click on step. So if you see here, there is one more thing added to your global execution context, right, which is name. That means anything that you declare globally inside of your file is going to be present inside your global execution context. And why is that? We know that global variables are accessible throughout the execution of your program. And how is that possible? Because it is inside the global execution context, right? Global execution context is available to us throughout the execution. So everything that is global is put inside of your global execution context. So this is one thing, right? We have declared a variable. What if I declare a function or, create a function? Let me go ahead and create a function. So I'm going to say function and display name. What this function does is simply displays the name. So I'm going to say console log hi Simran, right? Now let's click on step and check. You see that display name is also added to our global execution context. If you're creating variables or functions inside of your file that is globally, all of it is going to get added inside of your global execution context. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and call this function. So how do we call a function or how do we invoke it? We have to simply say display name and add this parentheses, right? This means that we are calling this function. So now let's run this step by step. And you will see that there are different things that are happening. We will look at this in the future also. But what will happen is when we come to this statement, right? So when you look at this display name with parentheses, what the JavaScript engine is going to think is, okay, I need to execute this function right now. So when it thinks that, okay, I have to execute a function, what happens is it is going to create another execution context for that function. So you can see display name execution context. So another execution context got created when we actually invoked the function. So we have access to display name inside of global execution context, but when we actually execute this function, when these two parentheses are seen by the JavaScript engine, it is going to create another execution context. That means every function, when it is executed, it will have its own execution context. And what is inside the execution context of your function? There are two things which are given to us by default, right? One is the arguments keyword, which is going to contain any argument that we pass to the function, and another one is the this keyword. The value of this, again, it can differ, but we are going to look at it in the future. Now let's pass it an argument and see what happens. So right now I'm going to pass Simran as an argument here, right? Whether or not we receive it, I'm passing this argument, and let's see what happens. I'm going to click on restart and then click on step. So see what happened. An execution context got created for display name, and this time in the arguments it is saying that the length of the object is 1, and then Simran is passed, right? It is an object, like 0 will be Simran, and then if you pass a second argument, 1 will be the key and value will be whatever argument you have passed. So that means we get access to two things. We get access to arguments object, which is going to contain all the arguments that we pass, and another one is the this keyword. Now what will happen if I declare a variable inside of this display name? So let me say var name is equal to Simran. So again I'm creating a variable with the same name, right? So guys, as you can see this, what is happening is there is a name which belongs to the global execution context, and there is a different name variable which belongs to the display name execution context. That means any variable that we declare inside of the function will not be a part of the global execution context. It will be a part of the execution context of that particular function. Now let me change the variable name just so that we can be sure of this. So as you can see, age is actually a part of display name execution context. It's not a part of the global execution context because it is declared inside of this function. Now let's go ahead and try one more thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create another function inside of display name. Guys, you can nest functions in JavaScript. So inside of display name, I'm creating another function and I'm going to name it display age, right? And let's see what happens if we do this and say age is 23. And let me change this variable to name again. Now let me also call it, so I'm going to say display age, right, and put this parentheses here. And now let's see what happens to the execution context. So as you can see, since I called display age inside of display name, what is happening? Another execution context got created for display age inside the execution context of display name, right? And again, just like any other function, we have access to arguments keyword, this keyword. Again, if we declare any variable inside display age, that variable will be a part of the execution context of display age. Now the next thing about this execution context is this. There are two phases for any execution context. One is creation phase, another one is execution phase. In the creation phase, you get access to window and this, right? And in the execution phase, that is when you're actually executing your code, that is when these functions get invoked. Again, for this function also there are two phases. One is creation phase, another one is execution phase. In creation phase, hoisting also takes place, and we are going to look at hoisting in the next video. But to demonstrate this quickly, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on restart and then run this step by step. Now you can see, right, phase is creation right now, and we have access to window, this, and any other variable or functions we have declared globally. We will get access to everything, but it will not be assigned anything. Alright, now I'm going to click on step again, and you will see that the phase changed to execution. In the execution phase, what happens? We'll see. The function will actually get invoked and everything will get assigned. You see, name became Simran. It was undefined before. This is happening because of hoisting. We will look at it in detail in the next video, but for now you can see that how your phase changed from creation to execution. And in the execution phase of your global execution context, what happened? An execution context for display name got created, right? And it is in what phase? It is in creation phase. Now again, if I click on step, what will happen? It got changed to execution phase, right? So you can say that there are two phases, creation phase, execution phase. What happens in the creation phase, we will talk about in the next video. but in the execution phase, basically your code is actually being executed, right? And the same thing will also happen to display age if you keep clicking on step. So now we have the execution context of display age, and when will this execution context get removed? Well, whenever a function is done executing, the execution context for that function is completely removed. So I'm going to keep clicking on step, and then we will see when this is going to get removed. So you see the execution context for display age got removed, and again if I keep clicking on step, even display name execution context is going to get removed. And finally, we are back to our global execution context. Only the global execution context is actually remaining, and this is remaining because it is going to be there throughout the execution of your program unless you stop running your code. So guys, I highly recommend you to use this particular tool, JavaScript Visualizer, and see yourself what is happening in each phase. So that's it in this video, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to smash the like button, and in the next video we are going to cover hoisting and many other topics which are required for front-end interviews and advanced JavaScript topics. So please don't forget to hit the bell icon as well so that you get notified whenever a new video is uploaded. See you in the next video.